Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, Pattsun, and today we're going to be taking a look at r/relationship advice, where OP might have encountered a crazy, gold-digging stalker. Let's begin. My girlfriend said that I was judging her for her mental illness and low sex drive when I mentioned reasons I didn't think we were working out. Posted by a throwaway Reddit account.
I have been with my partner for just under 3 years. Things started out great. My girlfriend suffers from depression and is on medication to help this. After around 6 months together, her depression got bad, which affected a lot of aspects of the relationship. We went on dates less, our sex life became pretty non-existent, but I made sure to never put any pressure on her for this. Then she got put on new medication that started working and most aspects of our relationship improved. The thing that didn't was our sex life. After a further 5 to 6 months of pretty much having sex once every 2 months, my girlfriend sat me down and said she feels like we rarely have sex and would like me to initiate more since the only time we have sex was when she initiates. I agreed to this. I made an effort to try to initiate more and got rejected every single time. Around 8 months after the first talk, she sat me down again to talk and mentioned the same thing. I tried explaining that I have tried and just keep getting rejected, which she got defensive about. This has been ongoing pretty much since then, so our sex life has not improved. She tried to talk again about wanting me to initiate more, and I just said I don't think we're working. She asked why, and I pointed out she wants me to initiate more yet rejects me every time I do, then blames me for our sex life not improving. I said it looks like we're not compatible sexually, so it might just be best to go our separate ways. She accused me of leaving her because of her depression, because her sex drive is low. But I disagreed and pointed out that it was because I was the only one working on the problem and she isn't taking any responsibility for it, and that things can't work if only one of us is putting the effort in. She got annoyed and just said I was using her depression against her, judging her for her mental illness, which was just incorrect. How would you handle this? TLDR, the sex life in my relationship has been pretty non-existent for a while now, and it seems like it's only I was trying to change it despite my girlfriend repeatedly talking about wanting to improve it. I mentioned to my girlfriend that I didn't think we were working and was honest about why, but she accused me of judging her for her mental illness and only thinking about sex. How would you handle this?
OP, she is using her depression to prevent you from breaking up with her. The issue isn't her mental health, and although the medication may have played a part, her refusal to take accountability for her lack of improvement is all on her. Look, I'm glad that she knows that there's an issue, but not making an effort to address it, to constantly reject you and put the blame on you, if that's not a gigantic red flag, then I don't know what is. And to further add, we have this magnificent comment by Reddit user RPG Fantasy Girl that pretty much sums up the entire issue in the relationship and what OP should do.
I don't think his issue is getting laid more. The girlfriend went to him complaining about being the only one to initiate sex. He changed that, but then she rejected him. She then turns around and complains about the same thing. That's not a sex issue, that's a lack of accountability issue and maybe lack of self-awareness. She is constantly blaming OP for their problems and not working to make any changes on her end. That's not a relationship anyone wants to stay in. I bet she does this with more than just sex too.
My friend's sister was openly flirting with my husband in front of me. I told her off publicly and now they want a public apology from me. What action should I take so that I don't ruin my friendship? Posted by another throwaway Reddit account.
I, 31 female, am close friends with Lisa, 33. We met at college, became roommates, and I love her to death. Lisa has a sister in her 20s, Amy, whom I've met occasionally in college, but she was so young at that time we never really hung out. Lisa had a bridal shower in February, and I financially contributed to most of it since I wasn't able to be there in person to help with the planning. I gave money to Amy to pay for everything, the decor, food, and alcohol. I even paid for an overnight stay at a hotel for all 7 girls. I did all of this because I couldn't make it to her bachelorette party the week before. I had also paid for the limo Amy wanted to host the party in. At the shower, I saw Amy, and she was gushing about how I had spent a lot of money on Lisa. I just said if it's for Lisa, I would have paid for anything. Amy was hinting that my job was paying so much money for me to spend on Lisa this much. I'm a new surgeon who just graduated from residency. I got a pay bump, but not a lot. I'm lucky because my husband is supporting me while I go through fellowship. My husband, 40, is a doctor too, but so much more advanced in his career than me. For my wedding gift, he paid off the remainder of my student loans. He is amazing and I am obsessed with him. The wedding happened in March. My husband and I came for the wedding. Family and close friends were invited to Lisa's parents' place for dinner after. Amy was very handsy with my husband. Even during the wedding, she was asking him about his job, how smart he was to be working in the ICU, how hot he was, how he looks like a young Alain Delon, blah blah blah. My husband was giving me signals to come to him and I did. This happened at least 2 more times. At Lisa's parents, Amy was wrapping her arm around my husband's back and was serving him drinks and food. I told Lisa's mom about how Amy's making me and my husband very uncomfortable. Her mom pulled her aside and told her off, I think, because she came out grumpy. She was still acting like a crazed teenager because when we wanted to leave, she wouldn't give my husband his jacket back to him and kept sniffing it. I had a feeling that she was drunk and completely out of it. My husband raised his voice and told her to stop messing around and give it to him. I yelled, "Can you stop being so difficult? You've been shamelessly flirting with my husband in front of me the whole day. Give me the damn jacket and leave us alone." I got a text from Lisa's mom demanding I publicly apologize to Amy, as in post on social media a heartfelt apology because some of the guests heard me yell at her and thought I was overreacting and humiliated her. Lisa is on my side and told me Amy has always had gold-digging tendencies and that this isn't the first time she'd done something like this. She flirted with her friend's dad and their next-door neighbor who is married when she thought that they were wealthy. Lisa said that she'll handle it. I already felt so bad. I thought I ruined the last moments of her wedding day and now she has to deal with this. I'm ruminating on this a lot lately and wondering if I should apologize to Amy. I don't want to, but then again if I did, I would explain exactly what happened and how it merited my reaction to her. Though this might add fuel to the fire. There is so much drama right now and I want to preserve my friendship with Lisa. TLDR, friend's sister flirting with my husband. I embarrassed her and now she wants a public apology. I'm thinking of doing it, but detailing exactly what happened and might paint her in a bad light. But all this drama could cost my friendship with my friend. And now for OP's update. Keeping it as short as I can and typos galore because I'm on call. Previous post got so popular that Amy's mom found it and texted me to take it down, in all caps. I got around to read most of the comments a day after I posted when I finished my shift. I didn't apologize to anyone or did anything at all. Frankly, I forgot about it since I had people close to dying on me left and right at work. I gaslit Amy's mom into thinking that I never did such a thing and that I did not have a Reddit account. She believed it, I think. Since she didn't text me back, come on, the details I put in that post were exactly what she experienced, and she didn't find it odd. For clarification, one of you said I had a spine of a jellyfish. Loved that comment, and not apologizing was the right thing to do. I was hesitant and was actually considering giving that apology because of the fact that she fed me and let me stay in her home during Thanksgiving and Christmas many years ago when I couldn't go home to my family. I'm the kind of person who will remember every good thing you do for me and do my best to reciprocate or get even so as to not be indebted to you. I don't know what kind of mental illness is that. I never retain much of the psychiatric info from med school. 2. A lot of people insinuated that me being docile and restrained in those kinds of situations makes me a bad surgeon, to which I say I beg your effing pardon. Would you want someone who's operating on you to have a criminal record for causing bodily harm or homicide? Also, I've dealt with worse than Amy. I've survived handling 19 psychotic patients with TBIs for a whole rotation. Me being aggressive would have gotten me kicked out of my fellowship. Things that have transpired. I tried to avoid contacting Lisa since she went off on her honeymoon, but because of the popularity of my previous post I decided to give her a heads up. Lisa was more than apologetic. In fact, she FaceTimed me and we had a very teary conversation about her family. There were a lot more going on that I never knew, but mine and my husband's involvement in her family drama was the last straw. She had decided to go no contact with her mom and sister. She also warned me that Amy might approach my husband in some way, but no idea how. She's also getting her extended family involved about Amy. My husband does not have any social media and he did not give out his number to anyone at all during the wedding. He is anal about loyalty and transparency in our marriage. We have access to each other's electronics. I know he would never cheat on me. 3 days ago, someone called my husband's clinic, asking to get his number for an emergency and that she needed to get a hold of his wife. The nurse who answered refused to give a physician's personal number and the conversation got heated. My husband's colleague, another intensivist, took over and asked her to tell him what the emergency was so that he could tell my husband himself. The person on the phone argued some more, and when the doctor wouldn't give, she hung up. That friend told my husband what happened and said the woman didn't give her name, but had a very high-pitched childlike voice. My husband immediately knew it was Amy, but we have no proof. I know it was her. She must have searched my husband's name on Google and found where he worked, since his professional profile is online along with the name of his hospital. I'm getting more and more irritated by this whole thing and have gone full-on mama bear mode over my husband. He was furiously annoyed after the wedding and was saying if the genders were switched, he would have definitely gotten punched not even halfway through the wedding. My husband had terrible experiences with women before. 2 women at different times tried to baby trap him. One did some Sherlock-level manipulation and one harassed us when we were dating. He is usually a cool and calm guy, but now he hasn't been smiling or joking around with me like he always does ever since the wedding. Anywho, my uncle, our lawyer, was consulted. Security at my husband's department and around our home have been notified. Thank you guys. P.S. Kelly, if you're reading this, do something about your younger daughter before something bad happens. Also, you don't deserve your older daughter.
You know, it makes me sick to my stomach knowing that there are people out there that enjoy flirting with another person's spouse or messing with a relationship. It's just fucking disgusting. Look, OP, I hope you can get a restraining order on that hoe. It seems to me that the mother spoiled her all her life and had never heard the word no before. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.